Hi everyone, well, we might do this Friday evening or Saturday morning, I'm not sure. We'll see when I schedule it. But hi everyone, happy weekend, hopefully for everybody or most people. Um, I got all the books in that, well, I'm sure the moment I say this that somebody will have a new release, but for right now I think I've got all the books in that I'm going to have for the next week or two, so we're going to have kind of a bigger flip through than usual here. I had a Lyrica delivery, and then I had some books that my husband got me for my birthday. Um, and I'm still trying to figure out how I want to modify these flip throughs where I'm only showing a portion of the page because of the possibility of people lifting work, people's art off of videos like this. So bear with me as I'm trying to figure out what works best in order to do that. I have an idea of how I'm going to flip through them today, but if that doesn't work, we can try something else. My voice has been weird all week. I think it's allergies. It could be all the medicine that I'm taking for this rogue tooth, which does feel better. I really thought I was going to have to go back and see him today, but yesterday I noticed that I was drinking like a cold drink and it happened to touch that tooth and it wasn't hurting like it has been. And today it's kind of the same way. It aches a little, but it's not bad. I actually haven't had to take the pain med yesterday or today. I have a few more that I'm going to hold on over the weekend just in case it flares back up again. But I think at this point we're just going to give it the weekend, hoping it's just really slow to calm down and go from there. So my problem now is I have all these steroids in my system and my body does not respond well to steroids. It's like I'm sweating all the time. It's awful. I hate steroid packs and they just make me feel like I've just felt wretched all week. But I'm going to try to scrape something. I was going to go to my parents this weekend because my dad's birthday's today, and mine was Tuesday. And because of my tooth pain, we're just going to wait till next weekend. That way I can go ahead and give it a little more time to calm down. And I feel bad too because my mom's back and her shoulder have flared up hurting again, and they did scans and they think it's something with arthritis, but there's just not really much they can do. And so I know she's not feeling well either. Um, so we're going to wait and do that next weekend. And I'm just going to try to have a quiet weekend. I would really like to feel well enough to do some coloring. I'm pretty close to the end of my steroid pack, so like I said, maybe the next few days I will feel a whole lot better because boy, these last few weeks I have just felt yucky. And it was the worst time to feel yucky with all the anniversaries and birthdays and stuff going on. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I guess I'll just go in order here. Um, Actually, let's save the Disney books for last, and then we'll go through the others. Because I think all of them, this one's going to be the trickiest one because it's double-sided, but I think all these other ones are single-sided. So I had some books on my wish list that I'd had on there for a while to pick up. Well, some new editions. This is a new release back here, so I guess we'll start with that one. And that's Kameliya Angelkova's 50 dragon-themed miniatures. But this is her newest release, and what I'm going to do is just flip through, and I'll try to go through slowly, but these will actually go faster than my normal flip throughs since we're not doing page by page, like one at a time. And I'm only going to show a portion of the picture, and we're going to have to start back to front because that's the only way I can do this with any smoothness. And we'll see how this goes. But this is an Amazon printed book, and so These are adorable. Her miniatures, not miniatures, the themed books have a little bit more to them usually. Or am I thinking of the scenes? I think it's the scenes books that tend to have a little more. I love that one with the rainbow. That is super cute. Tammy from Tammy Colors too loves dragons, and I knew as soon as I saw this, I said, I told her, I said, not to be your, as part of my weekly enablement session, I hate to tell you that this book is out. There's a little bat here with him. And she said, yeah, I know it's going to be here Sunday. And I just had a good laugh about that. She and I have so many project books we want to work in. Speaking of which, I need to get onto Leon's journey. Hopefully, we might be doing that one the end of June, by the end of June, given the last couple of weeks and how things have went. But I know we can't, we don't have the time for another project book, but this would be a good one for us. I love that he's making the popcorn with his little flames. Oh no! Oh, that would be a good birthday. That would be a good one to do this month. I know I want to color. I'm hoping to get a page of in one of her books done this weekend, and it was going to be Vacation Miniatures, but now I'm kind of thinking I want to do that one. I like her books a lot because there's 50 images. And I've seen people draw in backgrounds and do all kinds of complicated, like special textures and things on this. But I also like the fact that they're just simplistic images, you know? Um, so you can do as much or as little as you would like. Whoops, missed one. That is adorable. I'm bad enough trying to take cats home. I can't imagine if I came across a dragon in a box. That little guy's like, wait, that's the dragon? Like he was expecting something huge and it's just a little big guy. These are really cute. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm done. It is cooler today. Um, but it feels like it is 1,000 degrees. I sweated this. It was like the worst night sweats. I woke up last night and it was just a layer and it was just like bleh. And I've got to take a shower today and just, oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. Um, but there is dragon themed miniatures. I've talked a lot about how I like Wurley Art Studio, who is also on Instagram. This is an actual artist that hand draws these, like sketches them and draws them out on a pad. It's not AI art or anything like that, so you can actually see the artist do that on their Instagram profile. So I've seen some people ask about that on some of these books, but these are actual hand drawn. It's one of the reasons I love them so much, and they give me an Adventure Time feel, which is like one of my favorite like comfort shows. So this is Whimsical Wildlands. I think this was one of the first books to come out of Wurley Art. And just another nice reminder to be sure to leave reviews for your favorite artists on Amazon. I think we talked a little bit about the price change that is, if you haven't seen already, Amazon's basically complaining they're not making enough money because of the influx of AI books that are marked down to $5 or $6 a book. It's so cute. I love them under the little pads here. And so they're making artists raise the price of their books to earn the same commission they were earning before. So basically it's a convoluted way to say that they're making the artists raise the prices of the books on Amazon. And so if you have an Amazon printed artist that you like, that's probably going to happen. But it again raises a bigger point about AI and just why they're allowing such an influx of it. And if they're going to allow it, at least let us know when a book is AI. Like that, I feel like that should be the bare minimum. At least if somebody likes AI art, that's fine. I've seen some beautiful AI art pictures done, but I want to know before I buy a book because I don't personally like it. So for myself, I don't understand why they can't just inform us. But anyway, but a note on that, because of the AI influx, they our favorite artists need us to leave reviews whenever possible on books. Look at a little monkey. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. So that the more reviews they have, the more they show up on algorithms and on recommendations that can help them stand out from the influx of other books. So these are so cute. I know I have been amassing some cute and cozy books, but I've noticed they're all it's just still a handful, and there's one exception I made on the next book I'm going to show you, but they're pretty much primarily like Wurley art, or if it's one of my favorite artists doing it, and I like their art. So very cute book. I really want to get into these. Like I said, these give me very much an Adventure Time feel, and I've had some ideas on in some of the books if I could come up with a way to put in either Jake and Finn or Fiona and Cake. I think would be a lot of fun. So I haven't been buying a lot of publishing books from like publishing groups like Jade Summer, Coco Wow. I just haven't been doing it lately, and I have a lot of reasons for that, but I'm not going to get into them here. Everybody likes something different. I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum. I have my reasons, and and there's been things, and if somebody wants me to get into them, I can certainly do that during a coloring chat, but I'm not going to do that here. I don't particularly buy many from Southern Lotus, but I kept noticing this book, which is adorable. And they've been offering a lot of tutorials on, I think it's either Instagram or Facebook, that are really neat little like short form video tutorials on how to do different textures and things like that out of this book. And so they won me over. Like, whoever is doing their marketing and advertising actually did a really good job for this book. So if they're watching this, great job. This is Fantasyland. And of course, I love fantasy books. So that is like my weakness here. Oh, I think those are from some of their other sample books. Okay, there's a test page. Another test page. I like the little individual color things right there. So there's a little dragon blowing bubbles. I just thought, I don't know. The marketing won me over. I had a weak moment. And like I said, fantasy really is my weakness. And there's, looks like quite a few dragons in this one too. I love that one. like looking at his grandfather or something. This is the one with like the little sheep dreaming kind of thing there. I've seen the sheep be done in the tutorial like they're like iridescent kind of pattern, and I thought that was very cool. And I love this idea. The little origami swans right there, that is so cute. But like I said, while I have my feelings on certain types of books and publishers and trends and things like that, as with everything, there's always exceptions. I like the little dream sheep. I think there's some different concepts in here that like characters that I really like. So very cute book. Anyway, what I was saying earlier, definitely be sure to leave reviews for your favorite artists. So let's get away from the cute and cozy. Herb Leonard had a book. I have some of his books that I, of course, not colored in. Um, shouldn't surprise anybody. But I hadn't seen anything from him for a while, but then Tammy at Tammy Colors 2 showed this book, and I was like, oh, shoot, I didn't know he had other books out. So, of course, I wanted to pick this one up. I like these books because they're not Amazon printed, and I can't 100% say for sure what the paper color's like because I, of course, haven't colored a picture in them yet. But these are not cute and cozy dragons, but they are cute dragons. This actually says 2021, so this must have been out for a while. Oh, that's a neat little, it's like a little butterfly dragon. Oh, there's some landscapes in here. Dance. That's pretty. I really like his art. Oh, most of these are landscape. Oh boy. I just need to put that up on the wall next to my work laptop. Like the summer reading one. Yeah, dragons definitely strike me as big readers. I don't know why. I guess maybe because they would, maybe not just a hoard of gold, but a hoard of books. Maybe that's what it is. I relate to dragons more that way. All right, so I also have Lyrica books. I did not have the volume 11, which is the double-sided pages. I decided to give this one a try and was pleasantly surprised by an aspect of that book I've been wanting them to do in these books for a real long time. And then I saw this one, and of course I love cats, and this is one of their little square books. Who's the artist? Does it say? No. I guess it's a variety of artists because it's from the movies. So what I'm going to do this one, we're going to flip one way and then we're going to flip the other way because it's double-sided, and this is going to be the only way I can do this. Hang on just a second. There we go. All right. So there's a couple of like one-sided pages in the back. I don't typically, I prefer to have color by number just so I have the accuracy of the colors, but I figured let's try one of the Square Disney books and see if I have any interest in trying to color it. Actually, this works really well side by side. You can kind of see both pages. So this works out really well. These are adorable. Lyrica can be kind of tricky because sometimes they have screenshots and sometimes they don't. And so you don't really know what you're getting. There are a lot of pictures in this book too. I love some of the black backgrounds. That's cool. I do like the square books too because there's not as much, they don't feel as overwhelming as like a full-size page. Boy, some of these I have no idea what they're from. And there is that one. Okay, so next up is we have Classiques from Disney, the Hachette Hero Coloriage, part of the Lyrica order. I'm not too worried about this one because, yeah, well, as you can see, I don't have all of these. I think I have the ones, I don't like the ones that show one picture, but it's actually another. So I don't have those, and I have some of these, but I don't have all of them. The biggest reason I wanted this one is I believe this is like a lot of double-sided pages in this one. So, but man, those those colors. Oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. They're just such pretty pictures. And I look at them and I think, now if you don't want to see the solutions, you probably want to look away. But they are just gorgeous. They're not all double-sided, but a lot of them are. My problem is, like I said, trying to match the colors and use a variety of like acrylic markers and pencils. I could probably get all these colors with, Prismacolor pencils, but the look I want, like the smoother look, requires a lot of pressure with those pencils, and I just can't color that much with that kind of heavy pressure. So that one, stunning. I don't feel like, and maybe I'm just not catching it, I'm not seeing a whole lot of Hunchback of Notre Dame in some of the books I happen to have. So hopefully I can go back through and see it. And then we have this one. I haven't been buying the not compilation books, but the ones that are like, I haven't been buying very many of the ones that are not volumes, because some of them have the same pictures as the volumes, and like I can't tell which ones have repeats, so I usually don't get those. However, this one's different because this is like unique pictures of the different princesses, like as kids, I guess. And so I thought the ones that have really unique pictures are the ones I get drawn to. So I picked this one up and I started to look through and I realized this is single-sided. So each side has on the back where you can write down, or on the opposite page, you can write down what you used in case you want to, I guess, keep a log of it, which is really handy. However, because I will be wanting to use alcohol marker in this, I'm probably not going to be able to use this very much, but I was over the moon when I saw this, which probably means there's fewer pictures in here. Yeah, there's only 50 pictures in here. However, I feel like that's plenty. I'm not telling anybody how to spend their money or budget-wise, but, and I know these books aren't super cheap, but honestly, for the detail in these pictures, I feel like 50 is plenty. And I really like that they did this. The only problem is these are so detailed. As much as I want to use alcohol markers, I don't know how well, honestly, how much I'm going to be able to use them. Because these are pretty detailed images. So that is the one thing, is like, oh, I can use markers, but then maybe I only use markers on some of it. Because there's just, unless I'm using the fine tip on a really small, like small marker, it's going to be hard to fill in some of these gaps without using, you know, pens or something, fine liners or something. So, all right, I'm going to show the solutions, just in case you don't want to see them. But I thought these were adorable. Having them all in like smaller kid form, I thought was super cute. And just a unique take. And maybe they're not as detailed as I think they are. Those pages, well, some of them are, but some of those pages look a lot more detailed than they actually are in the solutions. I guess I have to keep that in mind too. Isn't that cute? I love that picture. So me personally, I would be just thrilled if there were 50 images and these books were one-sided. I love that one too. And that one. Now, there are a lot of people that, because I look at my shelf and I look at how many of these books I have on there and I think 100 images in each of these books. Am I really going to color all these in my lifetime, right? Like, I will be more likely to complete them if they're one-sided. Because I have more of a variety to choose from. Like, I have markers, that alcohol markers I can then incorporate. So me personally, I love this idea. And I will put the links to these, of course, in the description with all the other books. But yeah, so a lot of books. I had to take a break there in the middle. I had to go do something real quick. I think I'm going to go get some lunch. I don't know if I'm going to actually be coloring today or not, but we might try. If not, hopefully I feel up to coloring some this weekend. Maybe you'll see some. I posted a not plans, but like an updates video a couple days ago. It wasn't really what I wanted to share because I wanted to share more, but everybody seemed to like it pretty well. I showed most of my completed pages, so if I like color a whole lot more this next week, we'll do a completed pages next weekend. If I don't color very much, we might wait till like the first official weekend in June. That will be the first weekend in June. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like we might wait another week or something. I don't know. Because I just showed all those, so it seems silly to show them again after just a few weeks if I don't have anything to add to that. But my hope, cross my fingers, is that I'll have some more pictures to share with that next week, either from what I showed you in that video I have planned, or maybe from one of these books. The way I'm feeling right now, I'm pretty much just going to color whatever comes my way and I'm in the mood for, we're going to color. And um, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And there are a couple things I want to talk about. I don't know if like I want to do like a fully formal color and chat, or there's a couple like, I don't know, topics I've seen a little bit out in the coloring community. We'll see how I feel this weekend. If I feel like doing something like that, I might post it either middle next week or over the weekend, like a just casual color and chat. Um, I don't really have any plans to do anything else right now before completed pages, but then in June we'll have some other things going on. So wanting to get organized for that is really kind of my goal for the next week. And I will have a supply haul to go with like a book haul, but it'll probably be in June when I get that new set of the Kuretake granulated watercolors. I'd like to wait for those so I can do that. But anyway, enough rambling. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.